Your pentatonic licks can be so much better than they are now. If you don't believe me, hello, my name is David. I help guitar players express themselves, and today that's exactly what we're doing. You've heard the phrase, the tone is in the fingers. I never understood that until recently. I never understood it because I thought, well, same guitar, same amp, same pick, a guitar's a guitar. Come on, that's just something that Santana says, tone is in your fingers. No. And I'm gonna show you how you can develop that tone. And really, the problem with me not understanding that tone was in the fingers is that whenever I play the guitar, well, this is what I do. I grab my guitar, I plug in, amp or amp modeler, whatever it is, volume, play. Those things kind of hinder what comes out of the fingers. That's the first step. We're gonna unplug, completely unplugged. I'm gonna try to make this sound okay. I might tweak the volume a little bit. I'm sorry, but you need to play unplugged at first to get a feel for the tone that is coming out of your fingers first. Now, when I say fingers, you can use a pick if you want, but it all starts there. We're gonna work in A minor pentatonic. That slice to the fretboard here. You know that position. I am unplugged right now, which means that if I want a note to be loud, I've gotta play it loud. There's a lot more nuances that can come out when you're unplugged. Soft attack are not amplified. Loud attacks are really amplified. So let's start with a lick. Okay, just so that you hear, I'm gonna plug back in. I'm gonna use a clean tone, and then we will unplug for a little bit. I just wanna show you the lick we're gonna start working with. It could be anything, but here it is. A minor pentatonic, first position. Here's the lick. Nothing too tricky here. You know that bend here. We've played that a lot, quite a few times in many, many licks where we're on the 3rd string, 7th fret, bending. Then on the 2nd string, frets 5, 8, back to 5, back to the 3rd string, 7th fret. And then here's the twist. I'm gonna do a roll here, what I call a roll. I am playing that 3rd string, 7th fret with the ring finger, then I'm gonna roll my wrist, kind of. That's why it's called the roll. So it's that kind of movement, okay? Turn it around so that you can reach that 4th string, 7th fret with the middle finger. The reason we're doing this instead of a bar is that barring these two notes will make the 2nd note a little weaker or sound a little different because of where it falls on the flesh of the finger. Plus, there's a risk of having 2 notes ring out. So that's why we're doing that roll here. And then with the index finger, I'm gonna reach the 3rd string, 5th fret that I'm gonna play twice. And we can wiggle that a little bit, add a little bend. And then ending here on the 4th string, 7th fret. So that's the lick. And I'm gonna refer to that lick as a word. I like to see licks as words. You put different licks together, that creates a sentence. Different sentences together creates a story, and music is all about sharing those stories. That lick is our word. We're gonna start with that word, and we're going to unplug. When working on this, I suggest a thicker pick, not a super thin, bendable pick like I have here. This is one of those where it really bends like this. I kind of like to use these for certain things, but I'm gonna use a thick pick so that you can really hear. So I'm completely unplugged. Here's my word. You really have to dig into the strings if you want to hear it, right? Or light touch, which is cool too. I don't know if you can hear this. There's a lot of dynamics that can be added. We're going to use that to our advantage of expression here. So we've got our word. Let's try to say that word the lazy way. All right, lazy way. A little quiet, maybe a little shy. You really have to pay attention there. Okay, let's say that excited. Really dig in, okay? Hopefully maybe your headphones would be better here. Let's make a blend of both. Maybe start excited, and then you realize, oh no, everybody's looking at me. I'm too shy now. I'm embarrassed. Quiet down. All those dynamics are really accentuated when you're playing unplugged. And that's awesome, because when you plug back in, you're kind of used to that. Those dynamics that you're playing might be a little tapered off, depending on the tone you're using. But because we're doing this unplugged, we're really working on getting that tone out of our fingers. There's nothing else. There's no amps, nothing else. Practicing that way is really good for your sense of expression. You really have to work a little harder, make more, what's the word I'm looking for? More choices, more pronounced choices in your playing, putting intent behind everything you play. You can't rely on the delay, on the distortion. Let's continue exploring a little bit, but we're going to do it plugged in. No delay, maybe a little bit of reverb, clean tone, and we're going to apply all the things that we've done without being plugged in and see what happens. Okay, it sounds like me a little more. Notice there's no backing tracks, no distraction from rhythm. You're just trying to develop something that is expressive. I'm not trying to play a lick that I played before. I'm trying to express myself. Maybe we'll try to ascend in intensity. We'll start really slow. We'll just ascend the pentatonic scale. But we'll start really quiet. And the last note we play, we're going to try to make it as loud as we can by digging in. Something like that. Let's try it again. It's kind of hard not to speed up when you're playing loud. We're playing soft, really, and then it speeds up. Not that it's bad, but let's try not to. Let's try to be very consistent. So, and the tempo, something like that. It's difficult, but we're going to try to accentuate the volume without accelerating the tempo. Something like that. Now let's descend that. Maybe we'll start very, very quiet. Yeah, that's good. Now how about we do this kind of effect? Quiet, we're going to descend. Quiet, and in the middle, so these two strings are going to be the loudest, and then we will decrease the volume. Quiet, loud in the middle, and then end quiet. Let's try that. Descending that minor pentatonic scale. Okay, so the opposite. We'll start loud and in the middle really quiet. Very good exercise, much more challenging than you'd think. Let's unplug again and we'll try this time some other tools of expression. So we'll go back to that word we had. And maybe we're going to work on approaching some notes. Maybe this note right here on the second string, 8th fret, we'll approach it with a bend. 1 fret below, half step bend. Something like that. A little different than Now what if we bend this, pre-bend, so that the note we're reaching sounds kind of like this pitch, but not quite because we're pre-bending it and adding a little vibrato. Maybe. Some things will come out. Now don't just do it unplugged, because once you worked on this a little bit, get more in tune with the tone that is in your fingers, that's why when you want to plug in and try to replicate that. Try to have your fingers kind of take over and speak louder than the amp in a way. Okay, let's try that. I'm still with a clean tone here. I'm just going to phrase a little bit. If this sounds okay with a clean sound, with no reverb, no delay, you can start adding some elements to the tone. And the test is, am I still being expressive when I'm adding some stuff? So we'll add some, we'll change tones here. We'll go to a lead tone, maybe with, we'll add tons of stuff. You want to do it gradually, but we're getting to the end of the video at some point. I added some delay and a little bit of reverb. Hopefully, this is not going to overtake what I'm playing. My fingers still need to be in control. I'm still in control of those dynamics. So that's what I want. Now where the thing gets really hard is when you add distortion. Distortion and compression tend to really take over things. And you've heard it before, I'm sure, when you're recording. Don't put as much distortion as you think you should put. That's why. It's because it can cover the expression that you have in your fingers. So we're going to try it anyways. I'm going to change tones completely here. I'm going to go with my lead tone, the regular sound that I have when I'm playing. There's a lot of stuff in there. There's some compression, some delay, some reverb, some distortion. We'll give it a try. Now, first tip here, to still have a little bit of juice left in your fingers so that it can still be heard, is turning your volume a little bit down slightly so that you have that range. When your mic output is not completely up, well, it gives I don't know how it works exactly, but the reaction between what the pickup is picking up is not, well, it's not as loud. Therefore, you have more room to hear those nuances. And same with the tone, you can play with that a little bit. Anyways, let's try that. We're going to add one more element. That element will direct a lot of things. That element is the rhythm element. We've got a backing track here that we're going to use, and try to not let that, in addition to the distortion, the delay, the reverb, the compression, take over. Can we still be heard over this? Let's find out. Remember, volume, not all the way up. Same with the tone, play a little bit with that. And kind of ease into it. Don't play with the loudest note you have. Let room so that it can grow if you want to. Then you can make subtle adjustments. Yep. Since you watched this till the end, it means that you are a dedicated player and want to be more expressive. I want to take you a little bit further right here. This is a free training. It's about 45 minutes. We're going to talk blues. We're going to talk development of these ideas. It's free. Sign up here. I'll meet you right there. If you've already seen it, check out another video on the channel. Thanks for watching. I'll meet you right here. Free masterclass.